It is week 1. We are here. We are betting. It is locks. We got games on the television tonight.
Yeah.
It's happening. You should be there. If you want all the information of all these games and all the abject money you can get as we talk about how Vegas wants no part of the Bulldogs because we are so terrifying and how you could still make money this weekend, that's what's happening next on Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Today's episode brought to you by the fine folks over at LinkedIn Jobs. We love them. We're going to talk to you more about them in just a moment. As Clint said in the opener, Las Vegas is scared. They don't want any part of this Georgia team. Now, Clint and I, the official Locked On Bulldogs Pick'em League is open. And so if you'd like to be a part of the Pick'em League, we've only announced this in the third segment for the 199, but if you'd like to be a part of the Pick'em League, you can send us an email, message us on Twitter, lockedonbulldogs@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter @DawgsPodcast. That's only if you're not as scared as Las Vegas is, because Las Vegas does not want any part of these Georgia Bulldogs. You can't bet on the Georgia Bulldogs this weekend. They're not going to give you any kind of minus 50, minus 55. They won't even let you do it. Handicap this game for the people, Clint, before we get into our locks. If you were to handicap it, UGA minus what against Tennessee Martin this weekend?
The number would come down to about 42.5 is what I would handicap the game at.
42 and a half?
I'm putting the 40 burger up there, Daniel.
Oh, I would lay it in a heartbeat. I would put this game at like 49.5. I think 52-3.
When was the last time we had that? That's the game. When was the last time you saw a game with those odds?
With those odds?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. When was the last time you saw a team like this team?
It's a great question.
See, the last time we took the field, what happened, Clint?
What happened?
What happened? What happened, Hannah? All right, today we're getting into locks. We've got so much ground to cover. Thank you so much for being here. If you don't know how locks works, let me inform you.
Go ahead.
Clint and I give you our picks. We give you our best bets of the weekend. Segment 1 right now, we're going to give you our lock of the week. We're going to give you the game that we are stone cold sure is going to come through for us. And then all the rest of our picks will be in segments 2 and 3. And so, Clint, let's not bury the lead. Let's give the people what they want.
Okay.
We both went 0-1 in our locks of the week last week, but it was week 0. This is real college football. And I'm here to tell you your boys are going to redeem themselves. At least I am. Clint, what is your lock of the week for the people?
I went last week, Daniel, and laid that egg. I started off the season.
You want me to break the curse?
We're gonna go back and forth in the bet this year. Again, this is really important for Daniel and I. I went first last week.
It's important to me. I'll tell you that.
It's important to me as well. No, you're first up this week.
I'm gonna go noon Saturday. Okay. I'm gonna take you there.
I'm excited.
And I'm going to take you to my hometown, Nashville, Tennessee.
Here we go.
Now, it's not the Vanderbilt Commodores that are playing in Nashville this Saturday. It is the Tennessee Volunteers playing in Titan Stadium, Nissan Stadium, against the Virginia Cavaliers.
Quick news. Did you hear about Nissan Stadium, that little split that happened? This is not a joke. There was a split that happened in the stadium.
Yeah, that's why all of my taxes are going to building a brand new stadium. Thanks for bringing that up. I'm so excited about that.
Okay, here we go.
That'll be
Nissan
good.
Stadium.
You derailed us into a political conversation now. The game line is 28.5.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the over-under is. Here's some things that I think I know to be true in this game. Number one, I don't think Virginia's going to score very many points in this game. Now, Tennessee's defense is not good, but Virginia's offense is real bad. I think sometimes when you play Tennessee and you don't belong with Tennessee, we saw it all the time last year. When you don't belong with Tennessee, they make it immediately obvious that you don't belong with them. Here's another thing I think could be true. I think Josh Heupel is growing and maturing, and I think he's playing this season. He's for a couple of games. He's got a couple of games circled on the schedule. And so I think as you get in toward the third and fourth quarter of this game, you're going to have a lot of starters pulled for the Tennessee Volunteers. And that is why my lock of the week, Clint, is Tennessee first half minus 16.5. Minus 16.5 in the first half. Tennessee is going to absolutely run Virginia out of the stadium. I think they will have covered this 28 points by halftime. Ooh. I think it will be a 28-point margin at halftime. 16.5 is an easy cash for me. But then as the game progresses, even though I think the final score is going to be like 42-13, which would be an easy cover, as the game progresses, you could see starters pulled. You could see weird things happen. But when the starters are in, and Tennessee's going to be looking to prove something early on, so give me Tennessee minus 16.5 in the first half. That's my lock of the week.
Daniel, this is quite remarkable. You went Tennessee on us. You zigged. I don't hate it at all. I think Tennessee is going to go out and get those points. I think Heupel does want to let people know that last year wasn't a fluke for him. That's right. And so I think he has something to it as well. I'm going to go to one, Daniel, that look, I think you gave this out as a huge over for you.
A season win total?
Season win total. Okay. I'm going to give you this, but this is my first lean. I'm letting the people get a little preview of what's coming. Check out the Fighting Illini, given 9.5 points against Toledo.
I do like the Illini over season win total.
Check back for that. But Daniel,
salty defensive line.
But Daniel, I'm going to go in under as well. You went over for a first half. I'm going to go a game total under. Okay. And that game total under is going to be Ohio State Buckeyes, Indiana Hoosiers. Okay.
Indiana, what's your number?
Biad squad. It's just a Biad squad out there.
That is a really bad team.
Okay. Number is 59 points.
Okay.
Daniel.
Okay. And you're nervous that Ohio State's going to score all of them itself.
Ohio State is going to be the ones that if this cashes the over for people, it's because Ohio State scores all of them. Ohio State has guys on defense. Okay. They have question marks at quarterback. They have wide receiver for Days. I think Day is the type of guy, he doesn't have to get cute, kind of the same thing as Heupel. He doesn't have to get cute with any points.
Style points. We're not going for any of that.
He doesn't need that. I think he's going to come out to a big lead. It's going to be very similar to what you're describing in the Tennessee game. I think by halftime, this game might be 30-0. That might be true. But they have two quarterbacks. They want to get both guys reps. It was a competition all the way through. They named the starter, but they still want to get reps. Indiana's bad. That defense has pride, and they want to shut people out, and they have dudes on that defensive line for Ohio State. I think Indiana scores 0 to 5 points. And I think even if Ohio State puts a 50 burger up there, I'm still feeling good. I just don't want them to get to 59 all on their own, which I think the clock rules will help me with this. Day will help me with this. So I'm going under Ohio State and Indiana. 59 total is what I got.
So 0 to 5. So two safeties are in play for Indiana. That's what you're saying. That's in play.
That's the range.
It's in the range. Okay. They could get it. They could get that elusive two safeties. I don't hate that. I would worry that in a QB competition, the backup comes in with something to prove, and he starts putting heat on the board for Ohio State in the third and fourth quarter. That would be a fear. But I do think you're right. Indiana's not going to score very many points, and Ohio State's not scoring 60 in this game.
No, they're not going to do it. Day's going to pull them off. If this was a different game, if this was later on in the season, surely, but not first game of the year. 59 is way too many points. We're going to come back after this and give you some more locks, but first, these. And these are, in fact, LinkedIn, Daniel. LinkedIn is the place that you need to go because the season is starting and maybe people are coming back to your work and fall projects are there. Winter is coming. People
You realize you need somebody to run the team. You need somebody to fill the role. That business is starting to boom again, but you got to get the right people in there. Clint.
100% the right candidate. You can't miss on this. You can't choose the wrong quarterback because you don't got many games to go ahead and get the right quarterback chosen. You don't have many opportunities.
No.
And that's where you go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs, linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. This is the place that you go to get the right candidates for your team and your job, your position. They have great filtering questionnaires. They have fantastic interview tools that you can use. And they have that little window that once you are ready to go live, it tells everybody millions and millions of network people that you are ready to hire the right person for your team. Skip all of the witchcraft of what interviews has been. Go to the trusted source. LinkedIn Jobs gets the right person for the right team right now. LinkedIn.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
I feel good about the locks of the week, Clint. I feel
your lock. I really like your lock. I think you're dead on. Your rationale is right there.
I feel like we gave the people some winners there. I like that.
I feel like those are good.
Let's not end there. Let's keep the train moving. How many more do you have? This is my favorite question every week.
If the train was an actual train with number of passenger cars, Daniel,
it would be loaded to bear. The engineer would be sweating.
This would be one of those where you come to the crossroads and you just put that thing in park and you turn off the engine because
you roll down them windows so you don't sweat it out in there. That's
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta go to the next page. 7, 8. I got 10 in the hopper. I'm not giving out 10 as locks. I have 10 that I have.
All right. Well, you better start. I'm sitting on 5 that I feel great about.
Yeah.
I could go deeper if I need to, but I've got 5 more that I feel great about. So you start. Give us your first one.
It's the one that
have any Thursday or Friday action? We should get those out of the way first in case people are listening to this on Thursday.
Okay. Here we go. This is out of principle. This is because I stood on this all season long, off season, and
you are nothing if not a man of integrity, Clint.
I'm a man of integrity. Utah giving 4.5 points to Florida. Go ahead and lock it up.
Let me ask you a question, Clint.
Please.
What if there's no quarterback for Utah? Starter, backup. What if there's no quarterback? How do you feel then?
I have seen Kyle Whittingham with half a running back at quarterback do just fine.
Cobbled together a better team than Billy Napier's ever fielded.
Correct. They are disciplined. They are out for blood. They are in Utah. Cam Rising, playing or not, back up just fine in that bowl game. I think this is more to do with Kyle than anything else in the Utes. They have beat the Pac-12. They've gone against better competition, Florida, in the Pac-12 for years, and they've won the Pac-12. So it doesn't matter. Give me the Utes giving 4.5 points at home.
I wanted to make this bet. Every time I open my betting app, every time I open FanDuel, it's like it's at the top of the page because it's on Thursday night. Florida, there's something about Florida that scares me in this game.
You know what's really funny? I made this bet because I had to, because I ran my mouth all off season.
Sure.
But honestly,
there's something about Florida in this game that has scared me off of, because here's the thing about Utah beating the crap out of USC like it's really funny, and Washington and all those teams. Florida's not that team. Like, Florida is stout on the defensive front. Florida, I don't know how deep they are on the defensive line, but those starters on the defensive line are very good. Utah's not going to just line up and bully Florida.
No.
That's what Utah's used to doing. And so now, will Utah be able to adjust? I don't know that Florida's going to be able to score any points either, because Utah may not have a quarterback, but Florida has Graham Mertz. And so you tell me what's worse, no quarterback or Graham Mertz. There's just something about Florida that scares me in this game. All right, I'm going to go. I don't have any Thursday or Friday night action.
Okay.
But I'm going to go to the Brian Ferentz watch.
Here we go.
Okay. Kurt Ferentz's son, product of nepotism, Brian, is still employed as the offensive coordinator at Iowa.
That's sad.
He has been told by the athletic director that Iowa must score 25 points per game this year for him to retain his job. I don't know that this is real or that it will actually happen. Like, he'll get fired if they score 24.9 points per game. But to your memory, Clint, have you ever heard of anything like this happening in college football? Like,
not one time.
This is unprecedented. Iowa, here's my take on Iowa. One, I think they're going to be better offensively. Two, I think they're going to be motivated to score points. Three, when Iowa plays lesser teams, Clint,
Here we go.
I think you're going to see that average shoot way up, because all he's got to do is average 25 points per game. Well, once you get into a Big Ten schedule, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. But when you're playing Utah State, Clint, Utah State is bad. They're very bad. And so I'm going to go Iowa team total over 33.5. I think Iowa's going to score 40 in this game.
Oh,
I think they're going to come out, and I think in the fourth quarter, when they're up 35 points, Iowa's going to be throwing the ball downfield in this game. Because that's the weird situation that Iowa finds themselves in, so that Kurt Ferentz doesn't have to fire his own son, which would basically force him into retirement at that point.
He would be, I'm telling you this right now, he ain't going to be welcome to that dinner table.
No, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward. Iowa team total. I like Iowa minus 24 also, which is just the straight up line in this game. Yep. But I'm hitching my wagon to the fact that Iowa's going to score a bunch of points. So give me Iowa team total over 34.5, over 33.5. That's what I can get.
All right, I'm going to hit you another one. Look, this is the marquee game. Marquee game of the weekend. Well, they're really two marquee games, I suppose. And that's Texas, Alabama. LSU, Florida State is this week.
Yes.
And then Utah.
Oh, is that a game?
That's a game.
Is that a game that's happening?
That's a game. Let me tell you what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. Please do. I'd love to know.
LSU's winning this game by more than a field goal.
Oh,
LSU's winning this game. Florida State may make the college football playoff because they may beat Clemson and the ACC championship, but they're going to have one loss, and that is to LSU. LSU's going to have one loss in the season. I don't know if it's come here or against Alabama or where it's going to come. My thought is that LSU goes ahead and rallies around this. Kelly's a better coach. They have more talent, I think, than Florida State. Florida State has a good quarterback, but I think LSU, where's LSU's defensive side? That's going to be a question mark. The secondary's got some question marks, Daniel.
And Florida State has some really good receivers.
They do.
Really good receivers.
Very, very good.
Yeah. But the defensive front for LSU, even with the loss of what's his face not playing because of the most ridiculous suspension in the history of the world, LSU's defensive front, I agree with you, is all world.
Far superior. Give me LSU. Daniel, give people one more before we go to break.
I can't get a part of that game. That game scares me to death. Can't wait to watch it. Don't want to bet on it. Let's go to the next most exciting game of the week, which is South Alabama Tulane. I know everybody's excited to watch it. Tulane, obviously the darling of the Group of Five last year. Last time we saw them, they were baking up a nice dish of humble pie to be served to the USC Trojans in the New Year's Six game when they walked off the field as champions of the, what bowl was that, Clint? I can't remember. where they beat USC. I can't remember. Tulane won a New Year's Six bowl. Congratulations to them.
That running back though. Whew.
Yes. Do you know where that running back is now? Not at Tulane.
NFL.
He's not at Tulane anymore. Do you know what Tulane does? Do you remember down the stretch? Do you remember what they like to do? Do they pitch it downfield? Is that their game? Is that what they like to do? No. They turn around and they hand it to that running back, which is not great when all of your running backs have turned over off of your roster. Now you enter the season playing South Alabama. South Alabama lost a crazy game to Troy last year, or else they might have been in the position that Tulane was in last year. This is a very good South Alabama team. It's on the road, but South Alabama is catching 6.5 points, and I will take them because I think South Alabama is going to win this game and beat Tulane. Tulane is a ranked team. That means nothing.
Nothing.
Tulane is the darling of college football. That means nothing. I think South Alabama is the better team this year. I'll take the 6.5 points and lock it up.
We're going to come back after these and finish up for the loyal 199. Let's start with this for the loyal 199. Thanks for being here. If you're listening, if you're on the loyal third segment listener, you're part of the 199. Let's start here, Daniel.
Okay.
We got an announcement coming this week.
We got something coming for you, 199.
Hey. We're looking at you, 199.
Something in the hopper. We can't announce it yet.
No.
We got to tie up a few loose ends.
But
maybe we're hoping to have it.
Hey, I want to interact with these guys.
We're hoping to have it live by this week. It might be week 2, but we're hoping to have it live by this week. So stay tuned for that announcement.
Yes.
Something we're pretty excited about. All right, Clint, you got 26 more locks, and so
I got all them locks. Look,
I'm
going to go 2 week 1 overreactions that I actually don't think are overreactions, Daniel.
Okay.
I honestly don't think they're overreactions. San Jose State played USC well.
They did.
The score was a blowout, but USC should have not let San Jose State score that many points. San Jose State's not as good as they think, but Oregon State hasn't played a game yet. Oregon State is ranked 18th.
Okay.
That, again, means nothing up there. Daniel, remember the last time that you and I saw Uangale behind center?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember. I remember parts of it.
I remember. Our boy was in a fight for his life at that stadium, y'all.
If Michael Smith had walked a little faster back from the concession stand, I maintain that everything would have been fine.
Could you give us water?
If the gal at Wendy's had just done her job.
She was about to walk out of that. She was about to jump out that window.
I was about to jump in that window, so that works out.
Uangale, starter at Oregon State. Look, he's a bad quarterback. I think Oregon State is a well-coached team. San Jose State is getting 16.5 points, Daniel. They have all the confidence in the world. Everybody talking about USC's defense is bad. I understand that. But San Jose did some things. They
San
proved
Jose
themselves.
can play.
They got a quarterback who's mobile. They got a running back who can do some things. And I think Oregon State is a good team, but not 16.5 points. I think that's a little underselling San Jose. Now, if this game was 13.5, 12.5 points, I'd be a little nervous. And this is not overreaction to San Jose. I think this is overselling Oregon State. We haven't seen them yet. I have seen San Jose State. Give me 16.5 in San Jose.
Interesting. I'm high on Oregon State this year, but that might still not be a bad pick. That still might not.
I'm very high on them too. I think Oregon State might challenge for the Pac-12 championship. Are going to be in it. I'm not doubting that at all.
I don't hate it. I'm going to give you. Oh wait, you said you were going to give us 2.
I'm going to give you 2. And then the other one this is a pure look, so much turmoil. Northwestern Rutgers. That's
barf.
Awful game.
Sunday afternoon football.
Okay. Thank you. Sunday afternoon. Boring. Yawn fest. No one wants to see it. Players aren't going to be up. Northwestern can go ahead and make T-shirts all they want. There's still turmoil. It's still ridiculous. Players are still upset. Rutgers, not a great team either, Daniel.
Nope.
The line on this is
7?
7, but I'm not touching the line. I'm not touching that.
We don't want that.
The under is 40.5, Daniel.
40.5?
40.5. Give me the under on
You
this
like
game.
that ugly game. You like that slop. He loves the slop. His mother was a mother.
Mother was a mother? His father was a mother. No, this is an ugly game. Nobody wants to be in this. This is totally uninteresting to anybody with two bad squads that don't have a lot of talent and are used to playing in games that are low scoring. Give me 40.5 under for Northwestern Rutgers.
Do not hate it. I'm going to give you two heavy favorites that I both think are going to cover the spread. I don't like betting on heavy favorites.
No, it's not great.
But one team I think is going to cover the spread because of the hype surrounding its opponent that is not justified. Another team I think is going to cover the spread because I think they're actually very good. First is TCU, Colorado. Lay 'em with the Horned Frogs, minus 20.5. Who has the better coach in this game, Clint?
Everybody that Colorado plays this year.
Literally everybody that Colorado plays this year. But how many times better of a coach is Sonny Dykes than Deion Sanders?
1,000%
Infinity is the answer. TCU's got a lot of pieces to replace. They've got a lot of guys to replace. They're starting that quarterback that they wanted to start last year before Andy Dalton took over the world and refused to let them.
That wasn't Andy Dalton.
I beg to disagree, Clint. Did you look at him? Before he came in, took over the world, so they like their quarterback at TCU.
Yeah,
now, obviously, Quentin Johnson, you can't just replace that guy. Like, that's an absolute star. But I believe in TCU's offense. I believe in their defense against everyone not named Georgia. And I absolutely do not believe in anything surrounding the Colorado football hype machine. So give me TCU minus 20.5, and then give me Penn State.
Quick, second that.
We got
TCU.
We got an agreement.
We got an agreement on the TCU.
We were good on those last year.
We were very good on those.
I like Penn State minus 20.5, same line, versus West Virginia. Number one, Neil Brown and West Virginia are among the worst teams. We have now referenced Virginia, Indiana, and now West Virginia. They might be the three worst Power 5 football teams in America. Stanford called, but I'm going to get to them in a second. Give me Penn State and lay them. Lay the 20.5. I think Penn State is very good this year. I think there's a chance Penn State wins the Big Ten this year.
Don't hate that.
Like beats Michigan and Ohio State and wins the Big Ten.
Okay, we might have a couple of agreement here in a row because double up the Penn State as well.
And you go into the islands next?
And let's go on to the islands because Hawaii covering 3.5 against Stanford, y'all. Stanford does not care about football, hasn't since McCaffrey was there.
Hawaii's getting 3.5.
Yeah.
No, they're receiving points.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What
did I say giving?
You said they were going to cover 3.5. They don't.
No, they don't need to cover 3.5.
They don't need to cover anything.
If you want to, sprinkle a little just on the money line for Hawaii because Stanford doesn't care about football. They haven't in a while. There's Pac-12 is cannibalizing itself. There's uncertainty all over the place. Hawaii had something to play for, got a lot of confidence against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a good squad this year. Not great, not incredible, not noteworthy, but better. Hawaii showed out a little bit, and they have something to prove. So, yes, give me the 3.5 I am getting.
Agree all day, every day. I'm out, Clint. How many more you got?
I'm going to give people two more.
All right.
Two more. This line looks scary, but don't be scared by it. Don't be scared by it. There's one game that Key cares about, and it's against Georgia. He don't care about nothing else. Louisville against Georgia Tech is giving 7.5. Give the 7.5. Give the. It doesn't matter. Give the 7.5. Georgia Tech is not a talented team. They're not a good team. A new coach turnover.
Haynes
it doesn't
King
matter.
At quarterback. You're not a believer.
Daniel,
Jimbo Fisher's going to make him a Heisman Trophy winner.
I'm sure he is. Can you remind me the last time that a transfer quarterback went anywhere and showed out the world in anything, Daniel?
Justin Fields?
Nope. Didn't win it. Jalen Hurt and Justin Fields is what you got, and Haynes King ain't either one of them, and they're the closest things. Give me Louisville, and then my last one. Where do I want to go with this, Daniel? I have so many on the cards. Oh, here we go. The third marquee game besides Tulane, because we all know that was so marquee.
Washington Boise.
No,
that's a good game.
That's a good game. I'm not betting that yet because I need to know a few things.
I need to know some things.
This is another principled thing. I talked about it all season long or all off season. South Carolina, good squad.
Here we go.
Horrible schedule. 2.5 is what North Carolina is giving. South Carolina is getting 2.5.
Mm-hmm. You're going to take them? You're going to lay them?
I'm laying the points.
Ooh,
I'm laying the points. Here's why.
This man hates Shane Beamer. He hates these cans.
I just don't think South Carolina has enough dudes yet to muster. I think a ball club that has a better quarterback. I think Rattler Magic might be over. He gets hot and he gets in rhythm. He's incredible, but I don't think he's going to do that. It's week 1, and I'm getting less than a field goal to win. Give me North Carolina, giving the 2.5 points.
I actually think South Carolina is going to win this game, and here's why. Spencer Rattler needs help to look amazing. But when he gets help, he looks amazing.
He does.
Tennessee last year made Spencer Rattler look amazing. But that's because Tennessee is trashy defense. Well, guess whose defense is way worse than Tennessee's?
Oh, see, I don't think so.
North Carolina's. It's bad,
no,
Clint.
No,
it's
not.
really bad.
No.
It's real bad.
Well, if we're talking about a shootout, then give me Mays all day long over Rattler. If we're talking about a shootout.
It may be a shootout, but I just don't. Yeah, I like South Carolina in this game. That's going to be an interesting game to watch.
That'll be interesting.
Week 1, Clint. It's here. We got more to talk about. We're going to talk about Georgia's opponent tomorrow on the podcast, Tennessee Martin. We're going to talk about what you should be excited about this game. You may think this is a blowout. It's a cupcake. It's a nothing game. There's stuff you need to be watching in this game. There's stuff that should excite you. There's stuff that should make you nervous, and there's stuff you shouldn't sleep on. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
See you.